we can. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Debbie Weems, DW Consulting Solutions founder, and we are so pleased to have you join us today for our first webinar of 2022. Those of you who have been with us for a while, we've been doing this since 2020. We did it every week in 2020, and then in 2021, we started to do monthly 30-minute free webinars. Our policy, as always, if you register, you'll get the replay link, whether you can attend or not. I'm very happy to see the bunch of people that are attending today, but we do have over 100 people registered, so we are thrilled with that for our first January webinar. And today we have Jessica Reiling with us. She is doing our ASL interpretation. Welcome, Jessica. And Davey, I am now going to introduce you and turn this over to you. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Debbie. And hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. And thank you for your patience these last few minutes while we work out technical issues. This is the third Monday that I have had this week. Welcome to my week of Mondays. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the content. We always like to just open up very briefly with what the DW Consulting Solutions model is. So we like to say that we are old school networkers. We use cutting edge technology. We build a relationship building model based on the know, like, trust philosophy. So the first and most important step in that with respect to LinkedIn is that you have a complete and optimized profile. Second step is to be very thoughtful and intentional in how you invite folks to connect and connect with them. Just a side note, please don't pitch out of the gate. Don't pitch in your invitation. It's the best way to get it not accepted and get yourself blocked. And please don't pitch right out of the gate. We all know that this is a professional site and we're here to build business. No one likes to be sold. It's bad sales behavior and it's really bad LinkedIn behavior. So just don't do it. When you do engage with members and in the content feed on LinkedIn, please do so in a way that brings value. Our guidance to you is that it should inform, educate, or entertain, not in a comedy show way, but in a way that is engaging and grabs someone's attention. Let's just jump right into the content today. We've got 10 sweet tips to optimize your LinkedIn profile because it's a new year and it's an opportunity for a new you. As we're heading into February, we've gotten through January, the year end, the new year hangover. We are stepping into a new year. There's never a better time than this moment now for you to move forward and invest time in your LinkedIn profile. So let's take some perspective. There's been the Great Resignation. So there are a lot of opportunities out there. What does your next opportunity like? Is it a salary increase? Is it a promotion, maybe with a salary increase? Maybe it's just a lateral move to a role that is better suited for you, that is a better fit for you. New job, perhaps. Maybe you've left a job and started a new job or looking for a new job. Are you starting your own business? Maybe you've stepped out of working for others and you've stepped into the world of entrepreneurship. If you've done that, welcome, good luck, call us if you need help. And you may be hiring. These are all different types of opportunities that LinkedIn can support. And when you're looking at your LinkedIn profile, I want you to consider it your personal clippings book. This is your bio, it's your memoir of sorts, and it's a great place for you to keep all this information so that you can get back to it if and when you need it. So if for no other reason, it's a great way to back up all your professional history. Right, so let's start with tip number one, first impressions. It sounds right, but it's true. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. So imagine that your LinkedIn profile is how you present yourself at a networking event. And those first impressions are your headshot and your background photo. So in a networking event, it would be the way you present yourself, the way you're dressed, are you professional, and how you handle yourself. So you want to make sure that that is professional and take advantage of expanding that background photo we call it the banner, so that it says some marketing for you. consider that your personal billboard. And if you'd like more information on design services, we would be more than happy to talk to you about that. All right, so our second tip is the contact card. That is how we get in touch with each other. So think of the contact card as that old Rolodex. Of course, if there's anybody on this on the webinar that's was born in this millennium, they probably don't know what this photo is, but this is how we used to keep contacts and keep track of people. We had a Rolodex on our desk. So there are lots of different ways you can add contact information in that contact card. You want to include your name and any variations. You'll see that there's a name pronunciation function, the little speaker next to your name. You can find that on the mobile device to record a quick little snippet of how you say your name, also some branding. Various contact info fields, including your website, your email, your phone, your birth date if you choose to have people celebrate you, and then a branded LinkedIn profile URL. If your LinkedIn profile URL is linkedin.com/in/abgabbard12aq427, that's not as strongly branded as /abgabbard. And so if you can personalize that URL, it's a really strong way to improve your search engine results when people are looking for you when they know your name. Okay, so location and industry. This drives searches. When someone doesn't know your name, but they're looking for you, your goods or services, or someone like you with your goods and services, when they do advanced searches, they have an opportunity to select location and industry. These settings are available in your contact information, and you can also just choose how it is displayed on your contact card. Just know that even if you are providing global or national services, it's still important for you to put your specific location in. It doesn't have to be your home address. It could be where your office is or the general community that you live in, but it will drive your search results, and there's a 50-mile radius around that zip code that's important to keep in mind. With 800 million members on LinkedIn, it's imperative that you make choices wisely so that the right members can find you. All right, number 4. Okay, privacy settings. Not everything is everyone's business, and there are dozens and dozens of privacy settings and controls. Ones we want you to be thoughtful about are who can see your name and your profile. A lot of folks select a privacy setting that does not display their name or their profile picture, second or third level connections, or that are not connected. That would be like wearing a brown paper bag over your head at a networking event. The networking event is 800 million people. It's a big networking event, but you still want to be recognized and you want to be approachable. So think about that. Also, if you are masking your name and your photo, you will show up in searches when you're looking at profiles as just generic LinkedIn user, and then you will not have the benefit of seeing other LinkedIn user information who are looking at you. You need to decide which email is primary. We recommend that you always have a personal email address, but you may choose to make primary and then display your work email address. That's perfectly fine, but always have at least one more backup personal email on your profile in case you leave your job or your job leaves you, and then you would lose access to your LinkedIn profile if you needed to reset a password. We always recommend that you set two-step authentication on and people also viewed. I will be including our privacy settings document with our 5 most important privacy settings in the reference materials after the webinar. Okay, next is your headline. How would you describe yourself professionally in 10 words? It is that conversation. So tell me a little bit about yourself. How would you describe what you do? The default in that headline comes from your current employment experience entry. But this is the first chance for you to begin search engine optimization and keyword optimization in that headline. You get to decide if you want it to be a narrative style or a keyword block. It is partly a personal preference. You can do more keyword optimization with a keyword block, but it just depends on how you want to be found and how you want to be seen right away with that headline. We always recommend the keyword block because that does more heavy lifting for you from search engine optimization. Then with respect to using emojis and icons, just be professional, be thoughtful, be judicious in your choice of using emojis or emojicons on your headline. I personally feel like it's more Facebooky, and while it does help us convey tone of voice and personal style, I don't find it to be 100% professional. So if you're going to use them, it's okay, but be judicious about it, because unless you're an illustrator or a cartoon graphic cartoon novel writer, sometimes the emojis I think are just a little too much. That's my personal opinion. All right, next is the about section. So tell me about yourself. This is where you get to do your bio, and it's important that you complete this critical section and max out the character count. Again, search engine optimization and intentional repetition of keywords is very, very important. LinkedIn's research indicates people will read your entire about section. It's 2,600 characters, and it can do a lot of work for you. What is important is that it is written in the first person, your tone of voice, your point of view. Don't do that weird resume speak where there are no subjects in any of the sentences. And did I mention? Include your keywords. Okay, experience entries. Proud of your career path. Part of what has made you the professional that you are. If you're a professional like me, whose career path has bounced around from industry to industry and from role to role, I am just Davy. I've done a lot of different things in my career, and my job in my life is to be a Davy, whatever that means. And my career has bounced around from human resources, billing administration, to nonprofit management. The roles have been everything from receptionist to bookkeeper to senior director to executive director. I've done a little bit of everything. I'm just one of those people. There used to be a sense, and it's kind of an old school mindset about people whose careers may have bounced around like mine. Actually, hiring managers are getting a little wiser, understanding that a varied career with a lot of different experiences makes you a smart and well-rounded professional. So don't be concerned about if you've jumped around from industry or role. Also, if you've had career gaps, there are ways to handle that on your experience entry. Debbie, Kelly, and I all coach on LinkedIn profiles, and we would be more than happy to provide guidance to you on how to address those career gaps and how far to go back. I say if you've got at least 20 years of experience, list all 20 years. If you're going to advertise yourself as, for instance, I do, at 25 plus years of professional experience, I list all of my business experience back that far. That's a good rule of thumb for you to use. Okay, education. No, I'm not going to ask you for your transcripts, and you don't have to list your grades. You can list your GPA and your grades, but you don't have to. I have a college degree. I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts in acting, actually, and I would be mortified if I had to show someone my transcripts. I was a very, very lousy student, but I did it. I got through it. I got the degree, and it set me up for success in my career. But I have had instances where clients have been reluctant to show their education because they felt like maybe they didn't have the degree and that was a problem, or the school that they went to wasn't high profile or didn't have enough cachet for them. I can understand and appreciate that, and everyone has personal decisions to make about how they represent themselves to the world. But for me, authenticity matters. We weren't all born into families or lifestyles where an Ivy League education was an option or even a dream. Be proud of who you are, be proud of your experiences and everything that has led you to where you are now. And for me, If you've been on our webinars, you know how Debbie and I have a lot of belief in mindset. And so my opinion is really if your university or your degree were to be something that someone were hold against you, or be something they would consider where they would not want to hire you as a result of that, that's not the right fit for you. And that's not the right job for you. So move boldly into the new year, proudly into the new year with all your experience and your education entries. Okay. And skills, endorsements, and recommendations. How and why these matter. Skills are critical for you to add to your profile because those are one of the required elements for you to have an all-star profile, which basically means you've completed the most important fields in profile build out. It's important though that you use all 50. Now don't freak out. Nobody is good at 50 different things. And if somebody has 50 completely different skills on their profile, I don't believe it. The top 3 that you select are displayed. Use all 50 because it's 50 ways to say your keywords. I had a background in nonprofit management. So nonprofit is one word with a dash, with a space, not-for-profit, NPO, all of the different ways that you would say that job. Marketing and communications, marketing strategy, communication strategy, marketing and communication strategy. That's how to use the skills area. Endorsements. So people can endorse your skills. And I know it's a little weird sometimes when you get an endorsement for a skill from someone who either doesn't directly know you, an extended member of your network, or someone who hasn't worked with you or seen you display those skills. Initially for me as a LinkedIn user, it kind of felt like a popularity contest. My encouragement to you is just to get over all of that because it matters. And the reason it matters is because you and I had the exact same keywords in our profile and the exact same skills for keywords in our profile. You had more endorsements for that skill as a keyword I would, you would be displayed a higher placement on the search engine results. Endorsements do matter, and it's okay to ask for them. If you are going to endorse someone, if you've logged into LinkedIn and it's recommending that you endorse, or it's asking you, would you endorse Davey for marketing communication strategy? You can choose to say yes or no. My only recommendation to you is just endorse with integrity. That's important. Don't just endorse for no reason. If you cannot say that I have strengths in marketing communication strategy, endorse me for it. It's just that simple, okay? And then finally, recommendations. Recommendations are the equivalent of references available upon request. We just encourage you to have the give to get mindset so that you give recommendations, and it's not recommendation. You can keep giving them, be a giver, and ask for them if you want to. Okay, and then personal brand and personality. This is going to help me know, like, and trust you more. All right, the first and most important thing to remember is you want to keep it professional. But what topics matter to you at work? You can post about things other than just your own business or your own company or your own brand that you're representing. What's going on in the industry that you work in? For me, work-life balance is important, so I post on topics like that and wellness. Mentorship, being a mentor or seeking a mentor or following influencers that may be mentors and sharing their content. What ideas and concepts are important to you? Then what corporate social responsibility efforts are you interested in? Does your company do anything to support a local nonprofit? Are you involved in volunteerism? Are you doing a team for any fundraising events in your community? Highlight that because people want to work with, hire well-rounded individuals. And that's where weaving your own personal story and your own brand is important. It's also important to be authentic, show empathy. Empathy is the new black, having come through in the beginning of and wrestling with how we will move forward in this era I think that one of the benefits that has come out of this difficult time is that we are all showing each other more empathy and more authenticity. While this has been a measurably challenging time for all of us for so many different reasons, there can be any silver lining. I think it is this authenticity and empathy. Let that guide you. Okay, so we're heading into the summary. We want you to kick this year off right by investing in your professional presence. We all have opportunities to improve our LinkedIn effectiveness, including me. I try every day to live up to my own expectations with respect to my LinkedIn activity. So just be gentle with yourself. Take small bites of that elephant. Consistency is more important. And as I remind Debbie, and then she reminds me on the regular, make perfect the enemy of good. But if you're going to invest in LinkedIn, please don't skip the first and most important step, your profile. Okay, Debbie, I think I managed to fit it all in. We want to let you know that we are going to have our next webinar next month, Wednesday, February 23rd. It's going to be how to use LinkedIn, not luck. Find your next opportunity. The registration link will be in your replay email that will come to you after this webinar. So we look forward to seeing you on our webinar next month, and I thank you for joining us.
Thanks, everybody, and we wish you well for the rest of this month and onward into February. These are different ways that you can connect with us. Follow us, of course, connect on LinkedIn, subscribe to our newsletter, visit our website. We've got a couple of free downloads there. And definitely engage with us in our postings on LinkedIn. We thank you all who have been steadily sharing our announcements about our webinars. That's just fantastic that you're willing to do that. And we also have a page on our PDF here with the links to schedule a complimentary 15-minute review of your profile. And there's no strings attached, no obligation. We do these every day. There are 3 of us that are very capable of giving you a couple of quick tips for immediate improvement right over the phone to give you a better idea of what we do in a regular session. So thank you again. We'll look forward to having you join us next month on the 23rd, and make it a great week. Thanks very much.